So let's get into that a little bit,
medicines.
because the idea, supplements, I think when they came about many, many years ago, were to supplement something that you were missing something, you could
Yeah.
supplement it, and it would be more of a short-term thing until you regain your health and are able to either eat well or take yourself out of an environment that was draining you of something. But supplements have become this thing that a lot of people feel we absolutely need every single day for the rest of our lives. I'm kind of torn on it. My father's
Yeah.
always kind of been the kind of person, it's more about what you take out of the body, not put into
Yes.
the body, that helps
hmm
you.
hmm
And I know some people, the Dave Aspreys of the world, take hundreds a day, hundreds.
Right. People can
And it's
pound
like
a lot of
sometimes it's like
pills.
too much, and then it's, and I argue with people like, aren't you healthy? Don't you take like 50 supplements a day? It's like, I don't. I try to get to the core ones. I understand my body intuitively and do testing and everything else to see what's going on. And I don't usually take, something forever. There are a few I do daily, sure. But how do you feel about that? How do you feel? Let's say this, because in a disease state, I believe you need supplementation. You've already gotten
Yeah.
yourself out. You're so depleted. Your body can't even make
Yeah.
some things. You need it. But if you're relatively healthy, do you think everyone should be taking supplements?
That's a great question. I would say the answer is relative, I think. And
Good.
it depends on
I
the
was trying to
person.
trick you. That is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to.
No. No, it's a great question. I've been grappling with this myself. I'll say so personally, I take less than I used to. And then sometimes though what I'll do is I'll stop my kind of regular daily support if I want to do a cleanse of the gut. I definitely picked up stuff doing medical volunteer in Guatemala. And sometimes
Mm,
when I test myself, the signal comes back and it could be because
hmm
of stress. So like, oh, I better clear out my gut. So I do a protocol, do some colonics, do some ozone IVs, whatever it is to kind of clear my system.
Yep.
But but then I go back to what I was taking before for support after that. But I try not to. I'm definitely taking less than I used to,
Yep.
and I do think some of that is the amount of meditation I'm doing and just more body awareness and frankly testing. You and I both do bioresonance testing, and there's all these ways to test the body. And then you're like, oh, that's the priority problem, so you can kind of focus in. Um, but to be more direct about it, I do think we live in a world where we are bombarded by more stuff. So I think if you are going to take supplements, I think the ones that I find most people need some, and it varies what each person needs, but some kind of detoxification support,
Yes.
a little bit of gut support. And then our soil is just depleted of
Mm.
stuff. So there are certain nutrients we're not getting, and we can't eat as much seafood as we used to because the fish is so contaminated. So sometimes people need various omega supports. It depends a little bit, but I think they can be very supportive right now if they're targeted correctly, and people can definitely feel better on them. But they can also become a crutch. You can say, I'm taking my supplements, I'm doing all these perfect things, but I'm not doing my emotional work. I'm not doing some deeper work. How am I living my life day to day? I mean, I know so many people who are really, really considered successful on paper, but they don't feel good inside
Yes.
because they're potentially focusing on just the material. And that would even to be also the supplements. Although again, I love supplements, but I think there's definitely a place. Like, gosh, the last couple of years, not sleeping at night when my baby was up, and or if my daughter brought a cold home and she's sick and he's sick, up all night. Oh, and again, of course, I'm giving them plenty of good supplements while they're sick, which actually has really helped them, I think, stay off antibiotics, which has been great. But, then getting up in the morning, have to go to work all day. That's not normal necessarily to go 24 hours without sleep. And so, I mean, those are cases where I may not be in a disease state, but I feel like some of that stuff has kept my organs from crashing later. So I would say, I don't want to force them on everyone, but I think there's so many great products out there now. And I don't think we're getting all the nutrients we need in soil nor the antioxidants. So I think it can be incredibly supportive.